Most live. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh hey. Are we live? We are live. All right. Let me just go ahead and go here. We're gonna set this live. We're gonna go back live. Okay, actually. Go live. All right. All right. Go live. All right. I should be live now. Let's see. Going live now. Are we live now? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, there we are. What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming. We are here. It is Reflection Radio live from the Inner Loop. Now, if you've never been to an Inner Loop session with me before, this is just an opportunity for us to connect with our present thoughts. It's called the Inner Loop because we are dissecting our internal loops. We are thinking about how our month has gone, and we're using that to kind of help us frame how we're moving forward into the next month. So I'm super excited to bring this here to this platform because this is my first time doing this like this. I have hosted planning sessions and reflection sessions for over 5 years. And when I transitioned from the job that I was doing that for, I found myself kind of just flailing. I'm like, what am I doing? I was lacking direction and kind of just really needing some additional support. And so I decided to take this concept and create it in my own way for my community. And it's been really beneficial so far. We're at month 3. This is the 4th session because we did one at the top of the year. We did one at the end of January, one at the end of February, and now we're here. And I decided that this session, I wanted to make it something that was public to anyone who wanted to join. And so welcome. I'm happy you're here. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of moments of silence for us to reflect. And I guess it wouldn't be silence exactly because I'm just going to play my music in the background. So right now you're hearing an original loop by me, myself, and I. And I'm going to be playing a few different loops throughout. And I encourage you to stay to the end because I got a little discount code for anybody who comes. You get a little bit of Mantra Loops merch. Okay, because y'all missed it. I had a sale. It's a little late for the sale, but you can still get a discount if you stay today. So I appreciate y'all being here. Welcome to the Inner Loop. This is Reflection Radio. My name is Geminelle, and I'll be your host today. All right. So the Inner Loop. What is the Inner Loop? The Inner Loop is a monthly series designed for us to slow down, to reflect, and focus on what truly matters. So I appreciate you being here and tuning in. Here's what you can expect. Real-time reflections, okay? I'm going to share with y'all what comes up as I am thinking about this music or thinking about life, thinking about this month and how this month has impacted me. So I'll be sharing real-time reflections. I have questions for all of us to sit with and respond to. You can respond in the comments. You can respond in, if you want to hop on Zoom, you can click the link in my bio. You can pop into Zoom and you can come join me and say what you got to say because I love hearing from others. And then this is gentle guidance to support your next steps. So we're going to flow through 3 sections. The sections are reflect. So we're going to look back at the past month and look at it with a present lens. We're going to notice what felt challenging, what felt good, and what we've moved through. And then we're going to integrate. So we're going to take what we've learned and we're going to explore how it can support you moving forward. And then we're going to align. We're going to set intentions for what's next with clarity, honesty, and care. So that's that. What my expectations are. So if you're planning to participate, and I see a few folks have chimed in, thank you so much for being here. If you are tuned in to participate, you're going to need 3 to 5 blank sheets of paper, a writing utensil of some sort, a clear space to work, an open mind, and the courage to expand when you feel like shrinking. So what does that mean? That means, I know y'all have felt it, like maybe in a moment where you're getting ready to speak in front of people, you kind of like, ooh, hold on, wait. I don't know if I should say that. Say it. because all of us come with so much knowledge and information. And so I encourage you to speak, because what you have to say may very well be exactly what someone else needs to hear. So that's what I mean when I say the courage to expand when you feel like shrinking. All right. So this is my personal inner loop. Okay. February was a beautiful and productive month. I found myself moving through March, though, feeling really off course. I lost momentum in a few areas, and my internal checklist just started getting longer and longer and longer and far more cluttered. So then we get daylight savings, and daylight savings just adds its own set of challenges. If anybody is a parent of young children, you know that daylight savings, it doesn't matter to them. Okay. So they still wake up when they wake up, they go to sleep when they go to sleep, and you got to kind of like reset them. And so it came with its own set of challenges. This is probably one of the most challenging daylight savings I've ever had. And it just made the month fly by. Like, I feel like I was just here having an inner loop and feeling encouraged and ready. And then it was like, try again. So for today's reflection, I'm grounding myself in the remembering that it is spring. And with spring comes an opportunity to clear things out, to create space, and to make room for new growth. So today's questions are here to help us create a little more spaciousness in our minds, so that we can move into this new season with clarity, with renewed energy, and with a strong sense of direction. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and dive in. Okay. We have 3 sets of questions. Reflect. Where did you experience growth this month, even in moments where you felt off course? What challenged you this month? And what might it be asking you to shift, learn, or prepare for? Integrate. What felt aligned, nourishing, or effective in the way that you moved this month? And then how can you build on that? And then align. What are 3 things that you feel called to prioritize moving forward? And what would support you in following through? So these are the sets of questions that we're going to work through. You can feel free to move through whichever series of questions in whichever order. I'm going to go ahead and play some more of my music, and I'm going to reflect. And then as things start to come up, I will share with you what's coming up, what's happening. This is going to be a great opportunity just for me to even like connect with myself. And I hope that you find it valuable to connect with you as well. I'm just going to go in and check real quick. We've got some folks tuning in. Hey, Shanae, what's up? I see Tana. Okay. She asked if I'm going to be dropping any new music or albums. I'm pretty much on a 4-year cadence here, and I'm a little bit on time, but we got a little bit of time before some music comes in. But I am contemplating and thinking about it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Let's go ahead and dive into these reflection questions. And let me know in the comments if I need to turn up the music, if it's sounding good. Let's go ahead and get into some reflection, y'all. All right. Peace, y'all. If you're just tuning in, we got some reflection questions. I invite you. Hey, what's up, sis? I see Mia's in here. I invite you to answer some of these questions for yourself. And vibe out to the music that I created for y'all. Okay. Okay. I just sat with the first question. I don't know who's really reflecting in real time, so I'm just going to reflect out loud. What's the difference between doing it on Zoom and doing it live, right? I'm like, who's really with me here? So the first question, and I'll go ahead and turn this music down a little bit. The first question, where did you experience growth this month, even in moments where you felt off course? Now, I will say this month I felt entirely off course, right? Like, I don't know what it was about this month. Like March, I guess springtime is springing. It had a lot. There was a lot of movement, not just mine, like others, universal, whatever. But I would say that I can acknowledge that I had growth in the fact that I was being more patient with myself, like less reactive and more responsive, I guess is a good way to put it. I decided I had to sit more with my present thoughts. Thank you, Mia. I appreciate you, sis. Mia said, I'm reflecting. All right. I had to really sit with my like internal narrative and not allow myself to get too deep into creating a false narrative. I felt a lot of frustration this month. Like I felt a lot of like friction within myself. I felt like there were a lot of projects and things that I was trying to do, but just didn't have the time or the capacity. And so it challenged me to sit with my breath, to be present and honest about how I was feeling and what my capacity was. And I noticed that I felt most off course when I pushed myself beyond my capacity and tried to accommodate others. If y'all know me, you know that this is a cycle. And so this month, though, I would say that where I experienced growth was that I started to acknowledge that I was beyond my capacity before I took it out on others, before I responded like, oh, you did this and you did that. It's like, no, you did this. I did this. I said I could do it. And I didn't actually assess whether or not I could. And so I had to sit with myself this month. And I feel like that's where I experienced the most growth. So it's kind of like a twofold, right? It's like where I was challenged was in, because something about March. Someone said, Shala says, why did I do the same thing this month? There's something about this month. It was springtime. We was trying to do a lot. And like, yes, it's blossoming. And maybe it was just too much blossoming. We blossomed outside of our pots a little bit too much. But yeah, that it's kind of twofold. It was like the challenge that I had was that I was taking on too much beyond my capacity. But that's also where I experienced the growth, because I stopped myself from blaming others and said, hey, this isn't about them. It's about you, honey. Like, you are the person who takes on too much and then gets upset about taking on too much. So I sat with myself, and that was a beautiful thing, because it allowed me to be really honest about where I'm at, what my capacity is, and how I can just be more successful moving forward. It's like, honor your capacity from the start. Reflect a little bit more inwardly before you take on too much. So, true to Capricorn form, I just was doing too much, and felt like I wasn't doing enough. It's a wild world over here, okay? But all right, if there is anything that came up with you, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I see Shala says, there was so much energy for my family. It was beautiful, but I need to love myself the same way. Yes. Mia says, this month has been doing the most. It really did feel that way. March was marching. It was, we was marching. We were marching. Okay. So now I'm going to jump into the integration questions and kind of see how I can weave what I learned into this upcoming month. And I'm going to go ahead and switch the song up. So this one is, this mantra is more of a performance mantra, but it says, I keep on calling in my divine assignment so I could be the most impactful person. So I guess that aligns with me, like feeling like I was doing the most. I'd be trying to be impactful. So we'll jump into the next song. Let's see. Ooh, hey. Ooh, ooh, hey. Ooh, hey. All right. Y'all still here? Cool. Oh, I said we got some comments. Let's see. I noticed my response to emotional triggers have changed. I look for solutions when I feel triggered versus responding and getting caught in a loop of what can feel very heavy and negative. That's amazing, sis. That is an incredible reflection. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think I had a similar kind of like, all right, what's the solution? Instead of being like, hey, I'm spiraling, I'm negative, I'm all this, because it happens. I see another comment on Instagram, growth, choosing to surrender to the peace and opportunities to be present that an unexpected life change gifted me. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna call you after this. I'm gonna call you. What happened? All right. So I understand that. Because a lot of times, they say hindsight is 20/20. Hindsight is 20/20. You never know what that unexpected change is gonna come. It's gonna bring next. So choosing to surrender to the peace and opportunities to be present that an unexpected life change gifted me. That's beautiful, sis. All right. I'm going to keep on going. I'm in the integration questions now. Go ahead and join me. All right, let's see. Okay. Integrate. What felt aligned, nourishing, or effective in the way you moved this month? And how can you build on that? If you're still reflecting on the integration questions, go ahead and just let me know you need a little bit more time. I might need y'all help. I don't know how I could build upon mine. So I'm like, how can I build upon this? Okay. Hey, y'all, my mama's here. Hi, mama. All right. Let's see. Integration. Whoo! It's crazy how just taking like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, could really like unlock some things. What felt aligned, nourishing, or effective in the way that you moved this month? So for me, aligning with my ability to communicate my capacity, set firm boundaries, and take responsibility for what I am responsible for feels like the most aligned thing I can do, not just right now, but forever. So I'll say that again because I just need to say it again. Aligning with my ability to communicate my capacity, set firm boundaries, and take responsibility for what I am responsible for feels like the most aligned thing I can do right now and forever. I used words like I noticed or did I perceive this correctly instead of jumping into a response that could potentially damage a moment and or a relationship. I can build upon this by expanding on my tools, continuing to breathe into my reflections, and move with ease rather than haste. I think like something that Shanae said about looking for solutions. I'm a highly solution-oriented person. And so sometimes I'm like, well, we could just fix this if we just do this. And sometimes that's not helpful. Sometimes there's nothing that needs to be fixed. It was just a perception that needs to be, it needs to be looked at with more clarity, right? Or more calmly. Thank you, sis. Mia says, that's good. I said, yes. Okay. But yeah, I think this month I was like, yo, like instead of trying to find a solution all the time, like just take a moment, chill, allow yourself to kind of like settle in to the moment, you know, with a little bit more ease. I see the comments is glowing up on IG. And if you have ways to integrate, and if you have suggestions on how I can continue to build upon this, please drop it in the comments because I'm seeking counsel from my live attendees to just understand how I can better move with my own boundaries and my capacity. We're just being honest about that because we ain't got a lot of time, man. We got a mission to be on, you know, so it's like just trying to find that. Okay, Mia spoke earlier to the challenges. It says, let's see, challenge, an unexpected life change has forced me to reevaluate my habits and discipline. so I can co-create the abundance my babies and I are worthy of. Wow, that's so powerful. Yes, I understand that. I understand that because you really do have to take a moment sometimes, and you just have to take a moment sometimes and kind of just like sit with how you are impacting your ability to flow, right? Yeah. So habits and discipline. I've been working on that myself, so I totally get that. The extra time to rest felt soul nourishing and aligned with my highest self. Who knows? Who knows I am doing the most solo, and that does not serve me. Balance does. Yes, balance and harmony. I love that. Okay. Doing what I can to use this time to reassess, reevaluate, and reclaim my time, reclaim the life I need and want. It's reset time, whether I wanted it to be or not. Yes. And it's the spring, right? This is a perfect time to reset. I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, why does March feel so crazy? And it's because we're coming out of that, like, New Year energy. We had already had our New Year's resolutions. We were good to them for like a month. And now we got to start over. Like, or not necessarily start over, but we got to remind ourselves what feels aligned now, right? It's like now we're in the flow of the year. Some things have changed. Our lives have changed. And now we have to jump back into that flow. I see Shanae says integration. I can change. It feels like growth. It feels like expansion. My response carries tremendous amounts of weight on the flow and progress of home and business. When I'm able to reflect during moments like this, when I'm able to reflect, I have created a mental shift in me that I just now realize that I am integrating. I love that. Yes, a big part of the reason why I am hosting these reflections series is because it's the best way for us to just tap in with ourselves. Like, it's easy to get caught in the cycle and the loop of like, all right, we're doing it. We're keeping going. We got our momentum. We're trying to keep going. And a lot of times we take on things without realizing it. We carry extra weight into our journey. Sometimes we shift and we don't give ourselves an opportunity to say like, hey, is this working for us? Is it not? So thank y'all for sharing. And thank you for being here to reflect, because this is an important part of the process for sure. And it's good to reflect in community because y'all are nourishing me, and I hope I'm nourishing you too. So Mia says it's time to bloom. Absolutely. I've learned that setting healthy boundaries with others grew from my ability to set healthy boundaries with myself. Yes. Ooh, we've got a new comment from a new person. Hello, Revive Your Soul 333. Discipline is devotion to self. I've definitely have now felt the call to come back home to reflect on my new and true journey, even though part of me wants to go. Yes. And I say this to my son a lot. Like I say, smooth is fast. Smooth is fast. When he's trying to do stuff fast, it's like, and I'm trying to, smooth is fast, smooth is fast. So it's like when you slow down, it actually gives you a chance to be smooth, and smooth actually gives you a chance to be fast. So as I'm saying this to him, when I feel myself in that hastiness, I have to remind myself, smooth is fast. We're going to get there. You know what I mean? It's like, don't rush, just like chill. It's okay. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. And it's gonna be all right, So yes. Let's see, one sec. Okay, we got folks tuning in. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into the next series of questions. Now I realize that I am blocking part of the reflection question. So I'm gonna take myself off for a second. And the questions are, what are 1 to 3 things that I feel called to prioritize moving forward? And what would support you in following through? What are 1 to 3 things you feel called to prioritize moving forward? And what would support you in following through? I had to take a breath before that one because I need to think about this for a second. I'm still here, even though you can't see me. What are 1 to 3 things that you feel called to prioritize moving forward? And what would support you in following through? Okay, let me hop back in here. Where am I at? Okay, I'm back, y'all. 1 to 3 things that I feel called to prioritize moving forward. Here we go. So I feel called to prioritize health. The reason why I say this is because I deviated from some of my health plans. I finished a 90-day transformation program and was like, oh, yay, let me eat this and go try this and did this. And what I noticed, my energy levels went way down. I became dependent on caffeine again. I was foggy in the brain. And it wasn't helpful. So it was satisfactory for all of maybe the 5 seconds. And so I actually text messaged my mom and said, Mom, can you hold me accountable to just making sure I stay on top of things when you're here? I told my husband, I said, this is what we're doing. I'm not cheating no more. We doing this the right way. Okay. We're going to stay on track with our health because it's the most important thing. It is currency, literal currency. And so I feel called to prioritize my health. I feel called to prioritize my family meetings. Me and Dom have a family meeting. We try to have it once a week, and it really helps us to just align on what we have going on together. You know what I mean? Like, he's got this thing, I got this thing. How do we move and ebb and flow with the children? How do we expand into our purpose? How do we make sure that we are moving our family business together? So I feel called to prioritize our family meetings this month. I would love to see us meeting every single week. That would be so great, because every week that we meet, we have like a flowy, great, beautiful time. So that would be really supportive. And then I also feel called to prioritize a few hours a week to work on projects that feel nourishing to my soul. I have been focused the first quarter of the year on just adjusting to what it means to be a mom of two little babies and have an entrepreneur lifestyle with my partner and give him the freedom to run and to do what he needs to do with his business, with our business, I should say. And now I feel like there's some things that are coming to the forefront and ready to be expressed. And so I would like to give myself more time. Like I did the thing where I adjusted. I'm like, okay, we got a cadence with the kids, we got a flow, it's working. I feel like I've got more mental capacity. Everything is flowing in a beautiful way. So now I feel like I have more space for myself. And I would like to prioritize myself just a little bit more in this season. What would support me in following through with that? The biggest thing that I forget, because I'll just be moving so fast to go, is that I can call in community and family. I can call in family, I can call in community, and I can go home, which is just a couple hours away from where I am, where I have tribe that can help support me with my babies. And so I'm really going to lean into that. Like I got to set up systems ahead of time so that folks can know when I need support. And it's not just like when things get crazy, I'm like, I forget who to reach out to. It's more so like, okay, hey, if you could come help out any day this week, let me know. These are the times that would be the most helpful, so I could get a little bit of work done, so I could get a little bit of rest, so I could take a walk, whatever it is. And then when that's not possible, yeah, but take me a little vacation, a little mini vacation back home. I'm from San Diego, y'all. So San Diego is like, it's paradise. So why not go take a little mini vacation? You know, I know my mom loves hanging out with the boys. So she's on here. She's on the Zoom right now. So I know she loves hanging out with the boys. And so that would be like how I would, get my time and allow them to have time with their grandparents. I think that's so special too. Okay, I see some comments. Thank y'all for participating. I love this. Okay. I feel called to prioritize connection with my body, my health, and voice in a deeper way. Balance with self-care for kids, my marriage, and starting a business. Woo, sis, you sound like me. I mean, I have 2 less kids, but that sounds like where I'm at right now, trying to balance it all, trying to find the harmony within it, right? I've said this before. I don't necessarily believe in balance all the way, but I do believe that there's a way to harmonize with what you have going on. As Mia says, prioritize being honest with my true desires, my goals, career-wise. Number 2, a healthy life balance and self-care, alone time and rest. And number 3, creating financial abundance and generational wealth. Yes, sis. The support that she's going to be using, subtle plug, Welly. This is my husband. He's designed a wellness AI named Welly. Welly is so dope. So dope. It functions off the principles, the 11 keys of well-being, which is a part of our company's infrastructure, Arise Wellness. So Welly, she's plans on using Welly for support, as well as networking. She plans to take a break, a vacation. Yes, sis. What is it? The kids are doing this now? Is that? I don't know if that's right, but and then 3, leaning on community. 4, abundance and resources, leaning into your abundance and your resources. That's beautiful. Yes, sis, I believe in you. You got all of that. You about to have the best vacation ever. So congratulations in advance on your beautiful vacation. Okay. Thank y'all so much for participating in the reflection questions. Now, the next piece, this is a little activity. We may not have time to get through it all together, but I want to just share it with you so that you can have this as a tool for your own reset. And I'm going to go ahead and change the song. So give me 1 second while I do that. Okay. Let's see. What do we have here? Got my trusty loop pedal in front of me. It's honestly really amazing what I've been able to create with just a loop pedal, my voice, and a guitar. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do is a practice that I do every single season shift. So winter solstice, spring equinox, summer solstice, fall equinox, something that I do called roles and goals. Now, roles, I'm going to go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger for a sec. So roles, the roles you play dictate where your energy flows. So in life, we have multiple roles. We play big roles, like maybe a parent, a partner, a creator. We have quiet roles, like a listener, a supporter, a caretaker, and seasonal roles. Seasonal roles like student, healer, beginner. Oh, hey, I see Mr. Kendrick is in the building. Okay, what's up, Kendrick? And then goals. So first we define our roles, and then we define what our goals are for each role. So when you assign a goal to each role, it's your way of saying you will nurture that part of you. So these goals aren't about perfection or performance. They become your intention for how you show up with yourself. So we give each role a place to breathe, to grow, and to be supported, instead of competing for your attention. So today, I'm just going to show y'all how I do this. It is very collegiate. It's not really that collegiate. I mean, I guess it is. So y'all probably remember Cornell notes back in the day. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know what they teach these days in school. But Cornell style, we jot down our roles, and then we define for ourselves what each goal will be for that role. So, hi again. You're going to take a moment to define what your roles and your goals are for this spring. So I have not yet done this, and I started to feel a little bit like I don't know what I'm doing right now. And a big piece of that was because I haven't had a chance to sit with what my roles and my goals are for this quarter, for the spring. So just to show y'all what I have done in the past, it's probably going to be a little hard to see. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and make myself big. It's backwards. Sorry. But I identify all of these different roles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes I do less. Sometimes I do more. It just depends on the season. But with these roles, I identify the role, and then I make like 3-ish goals in each section. So for example, I have a role for spiritual being. My spiritual being wants to align with my most optimized self. So that means for me having a routine, journaling, exercising, eating well, sleeping, and taking care of myself. And then the other one is make reflection a practice again. Look at me, I did it. So these were my goals for the winter solstice. So starting the year with a practice of aligning with my most optimized self. And my most optimized self to me looks like someone who wakes up early, stays on top of my eating, and like make sure that I'm nourishing myself so that I'm not carrying any extra baggage, weight, physical, emotional, or mental. So I think I did a pretty good job of aligning with my optimized self this winter. And now I'm looking to just make sure that I maintain that practice moving into the spring. My next section is wife and mother. And so I'm just going to read you my roles, not all of my goals, but I will read you my roles. So I have spiritual being, wife and mother, creative, entrepreneur, house and bill manager, teacher and student, healer and community leader, and Sage's mom. That's my dog. So because I have wife and mother, but I also have a dog, so it's like, there's other responsibilities that are assigned to that. Yes. What's up, family? Okay. So I'm gonna give y'all a second. I'm gonna put this roles and goals sheet back up here. And I just want y'all to take a minute to identify what your roles and your goals might be. And if you feel called to, please share in the comments what your roles are for this particular season. And the reason why I say for this particular season is because you might be a student just for a little while. You might have a part-time job that you're ready to get rid of. Maybe you've been taking on a role that you don't necessarily feel nourished by and you want to get rid of it. Maybe there's a new role that you want to try to assign into your life. So, what are your roles for this season? And then go ahead and write down some goals for each of them. I'm not going to take that long because we don't have that much time left. This is kind of a intensive practice for me. Like, I like to sit with it and really like meditate on it. So I would just say, if you've got to hop off, or if you're not going to stay for the rest of the time, but you should, I got a discount for y'all. Remember, don't forget, I got that discount. So if you need to leave, jot down this chart, and we will flow through this for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and transition into just thanking y'all for being here. I'm so grateful. So here we go. And this song that is playing here, this is my loop pedal rendition of I Am Luminous. If you know I Am Luminous, drop your favorite comment or your favorite line from the song. Mine is peace and abundance pursuing me. That's it. That's my mantra. Peace and abundance pursues me. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into the roles and goals for this season. Yes. Okay, my sis says she hasn't heard I Am Luminous yet. It is out as a part of Mantra Loops Volume 2. This is just my little loop pedal rendition of it. So it's a little different. It's the same song. Okay. Does anybody feel like sharing their roles? Yes. Okay. Mia's favorite line from I Am Luminous is fearlessly facing my shadow self. Know it's okay if I ask for help, protecting my peace and my mental health. I know that spirit's the source of wealth. I got bars, right? No, I really do though. I be writing. Okay. Someone please share with me some of the roles that they have. I pretty much I feel really set in my roles. So spiritual being, wife and mother, creative, entrepreneur, house and bill manager, that's its own role, okay? Teacher and student, healer and community leader, Sage's mom. Those things haven't really shifted all that much. Now the goals, I think, may shift. But like I said, I need some more time to sit with these. So right now I'm just writing down my goals, my roles, and then I'm gonna take some time to sit with my goals a little later on. Yes, okay. We have Shala with the keys. Her roles are realtor, sister, auntie and daughter, wellness advocate. Also, Shala, you being a little bit modest because you have like 10 jobs. So don't forget some of those things as an entrepreneur, they're going to require some of your attention and your energy unless you're not doing that no more. So I don't know. Let me not put all these roles on you. Yes, okay. And the goals that Shala has for these roles is to help three families this month, to pour the same love into myself that I pour into others, and to refocus on my own health. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Mia says, roles, soul in human form, mother, healer / RN, transplant / newcomer, landlord, job seeker, daughter, and sister friend. I love this. This feels aligned, Mia. This feels very aligned. Thank you, Mia, for sharing. All right, we've got Revive Your Soul 333. First one, a massage therapist and energy healer. Goal is to make sure I'm getting myself my own massages, body, and taking care of my own energy. Filling my cup first before I pour into others. That's so important. I know as an energy healer, like, it is really challenging to work on others if you don't have the energy. Like, it literally will deplete you, like, to a point where you are sick and not feeling well. So I love that. And spirit will let you know you need to replenish yourself. So thank you for sharing that. I love this. And we got some more comments over here. Let's see. I forgot friend. That's important too. It is. I think mine I kind of put just in community, because I hold space for community a lot. And sometimes that requires me to be a really good friend, but I'm learning that community and friendship are two different things, and sometimes they overlap and sometimes they don't, and it's all good, you know. So yeah, thank y'all for sharing. So let's go ahead and dive into our conclusions, because I don't want to keep y'all too much longer. I appreciate y'all for being here. And let's go ahead and jump in to my thank yous. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed, the next Inner Loop will be on April 29th. So make sure you like, subscribe, and follow so that you can be a part of the Inner Loop. And then this is Reflection Radio. So Reflection Radio is going to be a bi-weekly session, and each time we're going to have something different. So we'll continue with Inner Loop at the end of every month. It's an opportunity for us to reflect on the entire month and move forward into the new month with great intention. There's also a series that I'll be starting called Loop by Loop. And Loop by Loop is where I dissect the stories behind each mantra loop that I have written. So my energy is infinite. That's what I got on today. Let's see. Let me show y'all. My energy is infinite. Hey. Okay. So my energy is infinite, right? Like, I wrote that song because I was tired of telling myself I'm tired. So, we could get more into that with Loop by Loop. And then Mantra Loop Mondays, the Play series. So I'm blending these two worlds. I had started a series called Play Series on YouTube, and it was really just an opportunity for me to just flow through different sounds. Mantra Loop Mondays was an opportunity for me to kind of like channel whatever mantra was coming in that Monday or for that week. And so I'm combining the two. So Reflection Radio, this is where I'm gonna be, y'all. Like, I'm realizing that long form content is really where I need to be, because trying to create content all the time is just not really working for me in this particular season. So long form content, I sit with y'all for an hour or so and we do something together. We go through loop by loop, we go through reflection series. I talk about my own reflections and we just really have an opportunity to connect. And so this is what I'm doing now. I'm sure music and other things will come from it. So please stay tuned. I will always have my own music somewhere interwoven into the space. So now we get into the offerings, y'all. Thanks for being here. I've got some offerings for y'all. I'm really learning how to ask. I'm learning how to receive. My mantra for this season is I give myself permission to receive. And so a part of that also requires me to ask and tell about what I've got going on. So here we go. First things first, say it with your chest. Actually, you're saying it with your back, but you're saying it with your chest. Okay. I have created and designed Mantra Loops merchandise. It is self-care that you can wear. And since you have been here today, I am offering you 15% off of your entire purchase. 15% off, y'all, of your entire purchase with the code INNERLOOP, and it expires on the 1st. That is not an April Fool's. It will expire. So get your merchandise. I've got merchandise for children. I've got merchandise for adults. I'm wearing my merchandise. It's all I've been wearing for the last month. And I tell you what, it is good quality. I have washed it a few times. The designs didn't fade. So I encourage y'all to get it while supplies last. So get y'all merch for 15% off. All right. The other thing that I have available to y'all, I have designed with my partner the Divine Alignment Family Meeting Guide. Now, this is something that I mentioned earlier when I said I want to prioritize these family meetings. I will say that this format has held my husband and I through so many challenges, through business challenges, through personal challenges, through challenges with our relationships, through challenges with our finance. Just having an opportunity to connect around our weekly plan on how we are going to stay in alignment has been one of the most game-changing things for our relationship. And we want to see relationships thrive. So we are offering this to you all. The Divine Alignment Family Meeting Guide is a beautiful, beautiful way to connect with your partner, with your family, so that y'all can stay in alignment with your goals as a unit. And so this is also available on our website at arise.energy. And so these are the two offerings that I have for y'all. Pretty soon, we're going to have Welly. Welly is coming very, very, very soon. But before we go, I just want to tap into these comments because the comments have been rolling in as I've been sharing my offerings. So let's go ahead and talk about this first one. So let's see. Revive Your Soul says, I'm going to take these gems and work on the rest of the roles and goals here at home. Thank you so much. Yay! I'm so glad. This is a beautiful practice and I just am so excited about it. Okay, we've got some more comments on Instagram. Let's see. All right. Optimum Wellness, hey girl, says role, creative, teacher, doula, wellness coach, student, spiritual being. I love that. And then Mia says goals, self-care, seeing myself the way God sees me, giving my daughters dedicated time every day. From my overflow, continue to advocate for myself and others, be a fair landlord, trust myself, and love All right. And then the other comments say Fire Designs. Let's just go ahead and go on back over there. Okay. Fire Designs. And I'm getting mine to my gym fit. I love that. Can't wait to see. My energy is infinite in the gym while we getting it in. That's what's up. So I'm very, very grateful to all of y'all. And I'm just going to go ahead and quiet the music just a little bit. I want to say thank you so much. Being an entrepreneur and a mom in this particular season has been a little challenging for me, and I am doing my best to continue just showing up for community and figuring out ways to do that. Like, I love hosting in-person sessions, and it just hasn't been as feasible, but I know that we will get there. And so in the meantime, sharing with my community on YouTube, sharing with my community on Instagram. Combined, y'all are like 33,000 people. So that's high impact if I could get all of y'all to come and show and pull up. So you will see me here being consistent and shooting shots in the gym, because this is what I feel called to do in this particular season. And I just want to say thank y'all for showing up. Go ahead and utilize that discount. Get your 15% off of your merchandise today. Pull up on April 29th. We are meeting again for the interloop, and stay connected with Reflection Radio to listen to some of my own reflections, to see how the music is inspired through my reflection, to come and reflect for yourself, to make space for yourself so that we can continue to expand and grow as a community. I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your evening wherever you are in the world. You could have been anywhere and you're here. So thank y'all. And I will see y'all soon. Peace.